So you could start in the shape of Shavasana if you would like, or any way that you're comfortable, lying down, knees bent or legs straight. Okay, don't have any emergency emails. Woohoo! So, your assignment, should you choose to accept it, is to just get comfortable, allow yourself to be supported, taking some conscious breaths, nice awareness on your inhales and your exhales, maybe for the first time today. And really show up for yourself. You deserve it. I'm glad that you're here. We'll do a little moving and a little resting and lots of breathing. You can let your eyes close if you would like. And tuning into your breath, notice where you feel the breath. Maybe your belly rising and falling, or you might feel your chest. And you might sense the air entering and leaving your nostrils. Not trying to do anything fancy with our breath right now, but just put awareness on it. That's kind of fancy. And with your exhales, hopefully a little more relaxing, a little more settling in, a little more arriving. If you're holding tension someplace in your body specifically, maybe you can allow that area to relax. I wanted to share this passage with you as you're breathing and resting here. We got some pears from that Harry and David, and I thought the note inside the pears that came with the pears was so, I loved it so much. It says, wind scarred pears. Noticing unique markings on your Royal Riviera pears. These blemishes are called wind scars and are the result of high winds whipping tree branches and causing abrasions to the skin of our delicate pears. Sadly, these same winds contributed to the spread of devastating fires in our southern Oregon community, destroying homes and displacing countless people. We often pride ourselves in the beauty of our Royal Riviera pears, and this harvest is no exception, if only in a different way. These scars are a reminder of what our community has been through and how we've rallied to support one another. The untouched, juicy, delicious interior of the pear demonstrates it's what's inside that counts. I love that message. It's what's inside that counts. We can get the scars and the bruising, and it is what is inside that counts. Take a few more breaths here. Grateful for our insides. And you can bring your hands to touch in front of your heart. Grateful for your heart and your lungs and your breath and all of your beautiful inside organs and muscles and tissues and your whole spectacular being. Let's send some love out into the world from our hearts outward. And release your arms and just let your body stretch. So, however that feels for you, you can listen in and trust your intuition. You can reach through your arms and your legs, through your feet and your hands. You could reach out to the side or lengthen. Sometimes nice to reach one arm a lot and then the other. And then maybe one leg reaches longer than the other, and you'll feel some hip stretch. And then the other leg. Breathing and stretching and reaching. And then settling for a moment, just take a couple of breaths and already feel a shift in your body. And you can draw your knees in toward your chest. Be still or gently rock side to side. And hold your legs together and just make a few circles with the legs together. Switching direction. And then let your legs and your arms float up into resting bug. Find your ankles and your wrists circling. If it feels better to do this with your legs and arms down, that's always an option. Switching direction with your circles. Happy yoga day. And then just fingers and toes, scrunching and spreading out. Again, you can take your arms and legs down if you don't feel like having them up in the air. Toes and fingers scrunch and spread out. Okay, hug your knees in. Give yourself a nice squeeze. And then let your legs straighten out. Take your arms out in a T. And then bring your right arm under and wrap yourself in a hug. Opening up the arms. And then left arm under for the hug. This is a hug flow. We've done it in the past, so don't be shy. Give yourself a squeeze. And next time your right arm is under, we'll pause. Hugging, right arm under the left. Deep breath. And switch, left arm under the right. Hold your hug. Release. Let your arms stretch out. Just pause and breathe. When you pause, notice where your mind goes. If it rushes off your yoga mat or off the bed, then just come right back to breathing and being right here in this moment. Your next inhale, let your whole body fill up. Pause at the top of your breath, and then maybe open your mouth. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale, fill up. Pausing at the top, maybe sipping in a little more air, and then open mouth. Exhale. One more like that. Regular breathing. Hug your right leg in. You can hold behind your leg or on your shin. And we'll point and flex the right foot just a few times. Now, if you're up for an adventure, you can scrunch the toes and then try to do the point and flex. I'm telling you, you might get a little sensation like a cramp. So you scrunch the toes and then you try the point and flex. Woohoo! And then you can spread the toes back out. Good. Okay. Let the foot relax. Bend your left knee and take the right leg on top for thread the needle. And I have my foot on this extra pillow here. You can do that. Or, of course, if you want to draw your legs in, you can draw the legs in. Right leg is on top of the left. Thread the needle. And then your arms can rest wherever, in a T, in a cactus. Sometimes you can find a little bit more if you want that by taking your hand to the thigh that's on top. You gently guide the leg away. You're not pushing. It's just a little like, oh, yeah, there's a little more range there. But if that doesn't feel good, you back off and you let the leg be where it feels best. We'll take 3 more breaths here and thread the needle. And if you want to exhale out of the mouth, absolutely do that. Slowly we release. Right leg out, left leg out. Place your arms in a restful position and just check in. You might notice a difference between your right and left hip and leg. And hug your left leg in, holding your shin or behind the thigh. I don't think I mentioned it on the other side, but of course you could bend your leg. I apologize for that. You can have the right leg straight or bent. And with our left foot, we'll point and flex a few times. And then perhaps that really special gift of scrunching the toes and try to point and flex. Oh, this side is not having it. Woo-hoo-hoo. Smiling helps. Okay, release the toes, release the foot. A couple more breaths here. Then you can bend your right leg if it's not, and take left leg on top for thread the needle. If you want more, just hug the legs in. Arms can be wherever. Maybe you explore the hand gently guiding the left leg out, and you can release and go back. It is your hip, so you check in. What is your hip letting you know? And allow your shoulders and your jaw to release and relax. We'll take 3 more breaths here, maybe with an audible exhale. And release. Stretch your legs out. Check in, let your arms rest. Not forcing, but just enjoying a few full breaths right here in stillness, feeling the hips, and feeling the breath. All right, now from here, We'll bend the knees and you'll take your pillow out. You may use it, so keep it handy. Feet will go a little wider than your hips and your knees will fall together. So if you would rather have a pillow between the knees, that can be a nice cushion. So that's an option. You can keep your pillow. I'm actually going to slide mine out and bring my head down. So we're going to come into cactus arms. Pillow is fine or not. So make sure your head and your neck feel happy about where you are. And we'll take the right arm here, cactus arm, and we'll rotate so the palm goes down toward the floor or the bed, and then you'll switch. So one arm is in the open or external position, and your other shoulder is in internal when it goes down. And these shapes are not a destination. So it's just the journey of moving from the shoulder joint, internal and external rotation. It doesn't matter how far open or how close you get or touch the mat or the bed. It does not matter. You're just finding your movement. And you may notice one shoulder feels different than the other. My left one always has a little more to say. And then we'll do both at the same time. Arms open and then rotation so that the palms go down toward the surface, opening and closing. And we'll pause with the arms open. If this is too much, you can straighten the arms out or bring them back into a Shavasana shape, yogi's choice. Be comfortable and then let your head roll side to side. Not even looking for full range. You're just going to the left and to the right, any amount that feels good. Making your way back to center and pausing. A few more deep breaths here in our pause. And then you can remove the cushion from between the legs if you have it. Your head can be on a pillow or not. Now I've made a little flow, so I'll show you. This is a fun little flow, but those of you that take my class a lot, you know when I say fun, it usually means odd. So it will, of course, you make it yours, okay? If you want that pillow back here under your leg for support, you can always add it back in, but this is what it will look like. Remember this move from last week. We had the feet on the ground and then the knees went out to the side and back up. So that will be part of it. Arms can be anywhere that they're comfy. So your leg, one goes out, then they come back in and in. You're moving from your center. Then we add 2 of these fancy hip moves. 1 and 2. And then one leg out and the other leg out. And then back in and back in. 2 fancy hip moves. Don't worry. If you're messing it up, don't worry. Just join in whenever. One leg straightens, then the other, then they both bend. Fancy hips 2 times. You're moving strong from your center and with great care because we're not rushing. We're here to unrush. Now, if you're like me, I'm always leading with the right leg. So I'm going to do a few now leading with the left leg. And 2 fancy hips. How's the quality of your breath? Just a couple more. And last one. One leg straightens, then the other. One leg bends, then the other, and 2 fancy hips. Hug your knees in toward your chest. Pause in stillness or maybe a little side to side rock. Good, and release. Feet are wider than your hips and your knees fall together. Remember, you can add the pillow back in. Maybe this time you don't want to. And I'm going to take this pillow out. So I seem to want to change from pillow to no pillow. You can try that if you'd like. All right. So we were in cactus arms. And if you want to come here and stay here, that's fine. Otherwise, we're going to take the right arm and reach to the diagonal and then come back to your cactus. And then left arm, reaching. So you could reach to the diagonal and not come up. Okay, so you have to do what feels good in your body. Maybe just reaching the arm across today is like, yes, that's perfect. Maybe you're trying to reach and lift the shoulder blade up and off the surface that you're on. You may get some core information here. Yeah, I'm feeling some stuff for sure. Let's try one more each way. Good. And then let your arms rest in cactus or out in a T, wherever they're comfy. Take a few breaths here. Please draw your knees in toward your chest. From here, you could stay right here if this feels good. This is a nice glute stretch, maybe low back feels nice. We're going to straighten one leg up, then the other. So you can do single singles, single single, or you could do a single single and add a double. You see all this beautiful flowing that we're doing tonight. Single, single, and maybe throw in a double. Arms are resting wherever it feels good. And you're just bending and straightening the legs. And if you mess up the pattern, nobody cares. It's totally fine. You just straighten and bend the legs. Let's do one more. Make sure you feel even. And then one more time, bring your feet down wider than your hips and let your knees fall together. Maybe adding the pillow if that feels nice. And maybe adding your pillow underneath your head. Let's bring hands to the belly and we'll just focus on abdominal breathing. As you inhale and exhale through your nose, you'll allow the belly to rise and fall. It's not forceful, it's just that you're allowing it. You're not holding in the belly. You may notice your hands rise and fall, or there's a little movement. And feel free to close your eyes and really tune in to this abdominal breathing. It's a very soothing breath. And then slide your hands up so that they're at your rib cage, below the chest, maybe off to the sides if that's okay for your wrists. Feeling some ribs and breathing into your rib cage now, out to the sides, as if you were breathing horizontally, filling up the ribs, out and in, out and in. Now bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart center, chest, and we'll breathe into both parts with intention. Your inhale fills up your belly and fills up your rib cage. And then you exhale, and both areas empty out. Through the nose, inhaling, filling up, and through your nose, exhaling, emptying out. Of course, if you want to, you could exhale out of your mouth a couple of times. A few more complete breaths right here. Belly and chest filling up and emptying out. And release your arms. Take the pillow out for a moment and stretch your body again, like we did at the top of class. Just see which way you would like to move, reaching through your arms and your legs any way at all. One more breath here, stretching and reaching. And then roll onto your right side into fetal pose or onto one side. If you don't like the right side right now, that's fine. You can set yourself up to be really comfy and cozy here. Pillow between the legs, head is supported. Yogi's choice, you can stay and be still here in fetal pose. If you want, you can take your top arm, whichever one is the top arm, and You can twist a few times, reaching the arm back behind you and then coming back to fetal. Reaching the arm open and then coming back. This is a thoracic twist. So this rib cage again, thoracic spine rotation. And maybe you want to open the arm and stay open for a few breaths in this twist variation. And if you're being still in fetal pose, beautiful. Enjoy that. It's an excellent choice. And bringing yourself back into fetal pose shape if you were twisting. And let's take a couple very deep breaths here. See if you can fill up the back of your body, low back and upper back. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Rolling over for the second side. I'm going to flip my whole self around so that I can still talk to you. So, supporting your legs with a pillow, supporting your head and your neck, and your top arm. If you're staying in fetal, of course, just rest it wherever it feels good, side body or in front of you. If you liked the twisting and you did it on the first side, you may want to try it again here. So top arm, opening, and coming back. Just twisting in the upper back. Maybe holding the twist for a few breaths. Coming back into fetal pose. Bring your awareness to your back body, low back and upper back. And focus your breath there as if you could balloon the back of your body. Inhaling, exhaling. And one more time. And before you move your body, I want you to decide how you would like to rest for Shavasana. So you can just unfold from here and come into a Shavasana. I'm going to show that because you have some extra pillows. It's really nice to have one under the legs and one on the body from thighs to chest. So voila, you would already be here. If you would like to build a pillow stack for your legs, that's another option. You can use all your pillows, whatever you have. And if you want to do legs up the bed, if your bed works for this shape, I'll show it here. You get close as if you were doing legs up the wall. And you take the legs up and you can still add a little extra pillow if you want. Definitely support your head and your neck and find a place that's perfect for you today for resting. We're going to do point of light meditation just around the body, seeing little points of light. It's a beautiful meditation, especially for this time of year, and to remind you again about your insides and how they are perfect and amazing. And just make sure that you're comfortable. Give everyone another moment to settle. Let your face relax. Allow a space between your top and bottom teeth. And we'll begin with a point of light at the crown of your head. And point of light at the space between your eyebrows. Point of light at your throat. Point of light at your heart. Point of light at your left shoulder, left elbow crease, left wrist, palm of your left hand. Point of light at your heart. Point of light at your right shoulder, right elbow crease, right wrist, palm of your right hand. Point of light at your heart. Point of light at your navel. Point of light at the base of your spine. Point of light at your left hip, left knee, left ankle, sole of your left foot. Point of light at the base of your spine. Point of light at your right hip, right knee, right ankle, sole of your right foot. Point of light at the base of your spine, point of light at your heart. Begin to deepen your breath, filling up and emptying out, top to bottom, bottom to top. And wiggle fingers and toes. And perhaps one more time, a full body stretch, reaching through your legs and your arms. And rolling to one side, bend your knees and find fetal pose. And bring yourself up to sit. Bring your hands to touch in front of your heart, and you can bow your head in toward your inner light. Thank you for being here, for showing up over and over and over and over and over and letting your light shine. I appreciate it. It makes my world brighter. So thank you. And namaste means the light in me sees and honors the light in you. Thank you, yogis. Take great care.